Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We have a crazy busy morning. We've got some training, we've got some work, we've got some chores that we have to get done. So what I'm gonna do is start this morning with a breakfast meal that I love, which is the BPN whey protein. This is the chocolate peanut butter. We're gonna add some peanut butter, and then we are going to put all of that on top of these rice cakes. And then I'm actually gonna add some strawberries. This breakfast literally keeps me fueled all throughout the day. I just have like a very small lunch after that, but this is like my absolute go-to breakfast. And of course, I already made coffee off camera, so let's get to it. These are some new boots from Brunt Workwear. The team over at Brunt sent these over to me the other day, and I wore them last night just to kind of, get a feel for them, break them in a little bit. But today is the very first day that I'm wearing them, and they look really sharp. They've got a steel toe in here. They're super comfy, and yeah, I think these are just going to be my barn boots from now on. All right, well, I'm running errands today. I'm gonna let the boys get turned out for a little bit. I'm gonna feed them outside, let them stretch their legs, get some sunshine. It's good for these ponies. Everybody has waters. Always got to check waters just in case. Yep, everybody's good. So you may have noticed that I put their grain in these like hanging troughs, and then I put their hay on the ground. So ideally I would like to put everything on the ground, except for I don't have any buckets or anything, so I don't want to lug them from their stalls over here every single morning. So I just put their grain in these hanging troughs. And then I put their hay on the ground. I think horses ought to eat off the ground. It's better for them. It's more natural for them. So if you're wondering why I did that, that's why. Whew. Their stalls are absolutely disgusting, but that's gonna have to wait till later this afternoon. I've got some work to do, and I can't show you that, so I will be back with you in just a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the footage that you just saw was from 3 days ago. As it happens in life and with horses and with work, stuff just gets in the way. I've been absolutely swamped, and truly there hasn't been a whole lot to film. Really, it's just been me coming and feeding and leaving, whereas today I finally feel like I have a minute to clean turnouts, clean stalls, let the horses go and kind of run around the round pen for a little bit and get some exercise and get the fresh off of them. My plan was to ride today, but I think honestly if I do that, I'm just gonna be picking a fight with Blue. So I'm just gonna grab them out of their turnouts after I clean and lunge them around the round pen for a little bit, and just kind of have a nice start. And that way when I get on Blue tomorrow, in the next few days, it'll be a lot easier on me. So yeah, let's get to it. You know, their stalls actually are not that dirty. I think I've just got like a day and a half worth of poop in here that I need to clean and then just kind of freshen and fluff their shavings a little bit, and they'll be good to go. So that's task number one. Well, Mr. Blue here is less than thrilled to go back to work, but we got to get back to work. We got to get ready for some ropings coming up. I'm going to pick his feet real quick, and then we'll take him over to the round pen and get him breezed a little bit. So I try to do this before I exercise and before I ride him, anything, just to pick out any, you know, dirt and debris and buildup that's kind of trapped in there. You don't want to leave that in there when you're doing all this. Making sure your horse has nice clean feet will also reduce any thrush or abscess possibilities. Those are never fun to deal with, so just make sure that you're cleaning out your feet for your horse every so often, just to make sure they are in good standing condition. All right, time to get him worked. Chances are pretty high today that he'll buck. I'm gonna say pretty favorable odds. I like to start them off with a nice little trot just to get them moving and warmed up, and then we'll get into a lope, and then we'll flop to the other side and do the same thing, and that'll be about it. Not too much today, probably about 10 or 15 minutes of this and he'll be good to go. I really enjoy the round pen, and some of you may be thinking like, Barrett, why don't you just get on and ride? Well, number one, I don't have that much time today to do that, although I would love to. Second off is, you know, he's been off for, oh man, probably a week and a half or so, and so usually for me the first day back is pretty tricky because he's super fresh. You know, I haven't been riding as much lately, and so I want to make sure that we're kind of on the same page. And if you get the fresh off of him, you know, the day before, in my opinion, or if you just did this, you know, for 10 or 15 minutes and then got on him, you know, usually they're much better than if you just kind of cold turkey get on them after a lengthy period off. So that's all I'm trying to do today, is just mitigate any frustrating rides or rides that are just not as fun because he's fresh and not really listening. And so this is really to get his mind right, to get his body ready, because tomorrow we will definitely be riding. All right, we're gonna get him into a little bit of a lope here. So all I'm doing is when he is in a lope, I leave him alone. And when he breaks into a trot, I kind of kick him up out of that. That's the only pressure, excuse me, that's the only pressure that I'm doing right now. If he's in a lope, he's good, and I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm not gonna apply any pressure. But if he breaks into a trot, I give him a little cluck and a little wave of my, you know, flag, if you wanna call it that. The barn is so nice and peaceful this evening. Everybody's gone. Everybody's kind of come and did their own thing. And now it's just Blue and I. And to me, these horses are not only partners of ours in team roping, but they're also my stress relief. Like all the stress that I carry throughout the day and just day-to-day life and work all goes away when I get to hang out with these guys. So they do more than just rope for us and compete with us. They are also giant stress relievers, aren't you? Okay, now to the other side, and this is where he might buck. If I know this horse, he'll buck when we change directions. Ooh. He's gonna think about it. well, chalk this up as the day Barrett was wrong, because he didn't buck, he didn't do anything funny. He just was kind of being goofy. When we changed a little bit, he kind of pinned his ears and shook his head a little bit. But other than that, he was a perfect gentleman today, weren't you? Yeah. One thing I like to do after these sessions when nobody else is here and I kind of have free rein to myself is I'm gonna actually tie him and then let him stand in here for a little bit while I go ahead and make grain and get their stalls ready, and that way he's got a little bit of time practicing being tied, which is good for every horse, no matter their age, no matter how broke they are, and no matter how many places they've been. It's always good to practice the fundamentals. It also gives him a few minutes to kind of catch his breath before he starts eating. I don't like these horses to be really panting pretty hard and then go and eat a big meal. So he's gonna kind of catch his breath. Yeah, you just stand there for a minute and then he'll get some food. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Barrett Hauser. We feed Purina Equine Senior to both of our two horses that are here. They're a little bit older, and the Equine Senior keeps weight on them and is just really good for them. We've been super pleased with it. So Blue gets a half of a scoop, and then Smoke gets about a quarter of a scoop because he's chunky and doesn't need that much. And then as far as hay goes, both of these horses get 2 flakes of Coastal morning and evening. Blue will get a flake of alfalfa in the morning, and that seems to be perfect for these two horses. Well, there you have it, everybody. That is basically a day in my life as an amateur team roper. I get up, I hustle, I work hard, I work the horses, and yeah, we just try to keep getting better each and every day. If you're interested in some team roping videos, some rope reviews, and some vlogs in the future, go ahead and hit subscribe. We'll see you next time.